3-3 as hard as anyone else would to try and get into the playoffs because it's been guaranteed for. Meanwhile, GC Busan Wave, they've got to try and kill two birds with one stone. They've got to get their practice with a 2-2-2 in the playoffs, but they've also got to try and get themselves that bye because quarterfinals opponents going into this 2-2-2 lock, you don't want to really face any of them. Runaway, Element Mystic, Fusion University, those are all potential people you go up against in quarterfinals, and that's terrifying, Jules.
Oh, almost hope there. Nice shield from Kaiser though. 3-3 for O2 Blast. There's going to be 2-2-2 for GC Busan Wave. Edison on the Kree instead of something like a Reaper. A lot of long-range damage. A lot of good stuns as well. You got to really hit Pelican ideally in these situations. He's going to get bursted down rather fast. Of course, he can get frozen as well if the Delight is given enough time with him. O2 Blast are going to conquer the point to begin with though as they find the cat.
They forced with disengagement there from GC Busan Wave. That's all they wanted. They just wanted him to move off so he could get the cat. Now O2 Blast, they have no reason to really fight here. They just need to stay on the point and not die.
Well, you know who's going to die. Jungkook gets run over. Same with Edison. McCree's not so great when you're against a comp that just kind of runs at you. He likes to pick his battles with the flashbang, but can't really pick a battle when you just kind of run at. Unfortunately, there's a one hole jumping off the edge. Bye-bye, Ritz. Does get booped, in fact, so Mandu gets a little bit of extra ult charge there for himself. In fact, almost double support ults now available for O2 Blast.
Huge amounts of damage coming out from Yambong and Mandu. I don't know what Mandu's doing, but it's evidently a lot. Sound Barrier is one of the slowest charging ultimates in the game, but he's got 90% on it already. O2 Blast, so basically got this next fight locked up already. It's going to be very difficult to counter this Graviton Surge. Daydream, of course, will have the Immortality field, but if that's taken out quickly, GC Busan Wave are going to have some trouble.
Uh-oh, there's the grab, and there's a lot of dead bodies. There's no way you're surviving that one. All the support's picking up the kills as it should be. Nice double boot there from Mandu. And O2 Blast will secure that fight. 1 ult used and 6 kills picked up. GC Busan can re-engage this point though, Harry, but looking at the scoreboard right now, 70% almost on board for O2 Blast. They can rally early, maybe run into Delight, make sure he can't get that ult off.
Gonna have to use that Blizzard. Question is, what O2 Blast can use to counter it? They can just speed boost out of it, using Mandu's engagement tool with the speed boost and the amp up, and Youngmon can also answer it with his own Transcendence. You don't have to take this engagement, you can just back off right now. So they're using the Trans, okay.
Oh, the Shadow perfectly blocked out by the wall, wow. Delight hot on the trigger. There's going to be another damage amplifying ult coming out. Supercharger laid down as well by Jungkook. They do move themselves onto the point. Still contested though, as the light still has Blizzard. Throws it on the floor, manages to get it off in time without Krong eating it, and a nice hook will seal the deal on Kaiser's life. But now they have to roundabout onto Jungkook to try and find a semblance of this fight. O2 Blast now fighting in OT, but it's up to GC Busan Wave to actually find the picks. Self-destruct on the front line. Krong ends up getting cleaned up. And O2 Blast, they use all of their ultimates, but they still get 99% on the board as GC Busan are able to clean the rest on up.
Daydream got himself a second amplification matrix as well. Will be the flip over here for the rest of O2 Blast have to get out. And I feel that was a very greedy fight from O2 Blast there, Jules. Like, they had no need to actually engage once Daydream put down the first amplification matrix. They could have just taken cover behind the point. But Kaiser wanted to go for that Shatter, and he got so telegraphed doing that that he just got blocked with the wall. There was a little bit of a knockback on him, I believe, from a whole hog from Ritz the first time around. And that gave time to put the wall up. O2 Blast gonna have to rebuild the ultimate back. They've already got 3 though. They could try and take a surprise fight on GC Busan Wave while they know that only the Amp Matrix is available. Edison still needs that dragon.
Amp Matrix being sent out as well. Delight's going to be able to fire through that and almost one-shot people, it feels like. Nice little wall there to stop all that damage coming through, but not for long. Amplification Matrix does fade away in the end, as well as that Immortality field getting down by Mandu. And now Kaiser setting up for the shadow of his life. Hits 5 people in the back line. That Flame Strike finds 2. That'll be a 4th kill for him as well. He's just swinging on through. GC Busan Wave let out the dragons, but O2 Blast find the cat and the map.
Or send him over to the opticians. I'm diagnosing this man with fire for Kaiser once again. 5 people. About a Rosa shield, ducking for cover, but unfortunately, he's just going to walk on through there. And you saw exactly what O2 Blast knew they had to do with that 3 against Heurix. You push him over to the edge of a point. You force Delight to use his ice block so that he can't be the one to contest now. And that means that Jungkook's got to walk forward. He's got to be the one who stops that from ticking over. Otherwise, they're getting overtime at 99%. So Jungkook's got to move forward. He puts his shield down. That means Kaiser's free to engage. And now we get to see Kaiser go for his own little version of the Heurix here. O2 Blast no longer going to play on that 3-3 as we move on to Village. I'm surprised we're not playing a Reinhardt here, especially on a map where mobility with a Mei can be incredibly important. They do have a TP. We'll have to see if it will be used. It's just a little bit of an extra speed boost. This is something that's been developed, Jaws, by teams who don't have the ability to put someone onto a Lucio in the 3-3, in the 2-2 lock. They just want to put someone onto the Symmetra instead so they can use a damage player.
Yeah, taken to the skies as Kaiser. Early use of the immortality field there by Daydream. Didn't want anybody to go down. Nice little halt. Hook has been acquired as well. Counter hook potentially, but Ritz almost ends up going down off the back of that one. Both Hogs do end up trading as Edison finds 2 kills though. The rest of GC Busan Wave are cleaning up rather readily. Kaiser had to exit the high ground rather fast. He had no shield to bear as the damage came through from GC Busan. It was a little bit too much for him to deal with. And now Prop on the high ground, trying to duel out against Forde. Does manage to find the kill, but GC Busan Wave are going to get on the point in cap after Edison just pops up.
Big unlucky there from Yumbong. I think Forde got a Discord orb, amplification matrix headshot. That'll do like 230 damage. Bye-bye, Zen. No way you're going to be surviving that one. O2 Blast. We're actually going to be attacking now with Azarissa, which can make it a little bit more difficult. But you can see it looks like Kaiser and Prop are actually on their own. Oh no, it's Myunbong and Prop are on the right-hand side trying to get this big flank.
Dragon Strike through the walls. Does clear everybody up off the high ground, but Fielder's already dead. And Matrix now used for O2 Blast as Pelican earns himself an ult by firing through it. Edison with the cheeky hidden McCree up on the sidelines. Did not see, well, Delight did not see him coming. Just flashbang as soon as he exits the ice block. And that'll be at least the Mei going down for now, but the problem is O2 Blast still got bodies on the point. Delight ends up falling as Prophet does find the kill in the end, is now stuck behind the wall, but still gaining capture percentage. It's the 1v1, but the DPS wins out in the end as Proper finds the kill onto Fielder and finds the flip.
Proper's looking very good on this Hanzo. This gives me high hopes for 2-2-2 with O2 Blast. If they can keep Proper in this form, we've always known Pelican has been a very impressive projectile player as well, but obviously Mandu, Myunbong, Pelican, the trio from WGS Unment last season very much picked up for the GOAT's proficiency that they had. A great wall there, but will not last for long given the sustained fire of O2 Blast of GC Busan Wave. They can now move forward. They have that supercharge, but a smart disengagement. You don't need to take this fight when they've got that boosted damage. Now they're going to be moving into where Kaiser has his perfect placement.
What a hold, Harry, straight off the high ground. Ritz did not see that one coming. This is going to come through as well as that Dragon Strike. Both Transcendence is on the point, though, to stop all that damage coming through. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like Mandu was actually caught out there. Edison ends up getting in with a flashbang and the kill. But Myunbong's going to be able to follow that up with a couple of orbs to the face. Same with Daydream, who actually ends up getting back to the fight rather readily. And that will be O2 Blast continuing to hold this point.
Ah, the joys of two projectiles facing each other. Proper and Delight kill each other as the projectiles change places. They are going to both have to respawn, but Kaiser still has the supercharger jaws, and that means everyone's going to get a 50% extra ult charge while they're hitting those damage-boosted shots. And of course, O2 Blast can the usage of it. Oh no, they have actually used it early here. This just means that you don't have to fight this. Why do teams keep doing this, Jaws?
I don't know. Supercharge used super early. Although Edison cylinders are going down, and a lot of time is being bought here. And Krong's just left-clicking people in the back. They drop behind the shield. I don't really expect the big hog to be behind him there. But, you know, he exists, unfortunately, for GC Busan Wave. They have to get back to the point rather sharpish, though, Harry. 10% now as Edison goes back on to the doom. As Daydream ends up coming into the fray to try and touch the point, but it's little to no avail. 99% ticks over to 0, and O2 Blast secure the map.
Wow, Krong just in the back there on the Roadhog, just like weaves himself in. It's like, oh, you guys are all just going to drop down here? That's cool. Just don't turn around, okay? I've got a lot of damage to do. Getting 3 instant picks, and it felt like that really got into GC Busan Wave's head, but of course, they couldn't touch a point anyway. The distance was just too great. Jungwoo had to try and go over onto the Wrecking Ball, but the Mei Ball was in his way, had no way to get over there because I think he used his grappling hook and just got walled off. So that was obviously on cooldown, could not get the vertical momentum he needed to go and touch the point. But just now, it's really good to see a little bit of 2-2-2 experimentation from O2 Blast. They're teasing us. I thought they may have stuck with that 3-3 for as long as they could right there, because obviously on Shrine looked very good, and on these other maps, especially the ones with a payload involved, I expect we will just keep this 3-3 so you can't really research them going into the 2-2-2 playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way they don't run it on King's Row. Of course, Paris will be our next map. We'll have to wait and see if they do want to run it there as well. Hanzo's been working out pretty well for them too. I mean, the idea of the Hanzo is just get shield pressure, destroy the shield, and then you kind of insta-win because the Orista's got nothing to hide behind, and Mei can either, you know, you can walk up, freeze her, or just right-click her in the head a few times, and that's you're as good as done. It's up to the Baptiste to keep her alive, either with the shift or with the immortality field. Although we saw Daydream a few times in that in those fights, Harry. He was using it so early, like to engage or to kind of maneuver his team around and through the chokes. I want to see him use that a little bit more cautiously, maybe just saving it for the mid portion of the fight when you can really start the snowball rolling. Of course, we'll have to wait and see what they want to do on Paris, which will be our next map. Do not go anywhere though, guys. We're going to jump to a quick break. Hey guys, welcome back. O2 Blast versus GC Busan Wave. 2-0 on Nepal for O2 Blast. As GC Busan Wave, unfortunately, they get, what, a couple of caps, maybe, if that's. O2 Blast kind of running through them on the 3-3 and then switching up to a little bit different, 2-2-2 with Orisa Hog. Did really well for themselves, plus utilizing the Hanzo as well.
Yeah, I'm loving the Hanzo. Proper was big news on the Xayah when they were on over 3-3. Obviously, huge amounts of damage there. You are really the playmaker for your team in many cases on that Xayah, but proper on the Hanzo, dude. He remains big news as this 2-2-2 force, and it's actually interesting that we may see Alpha Yi come in here on Paris. Alpha Yi brought in before as a Pharah specialist for them. Jungkook's played the same role. It seems like they have 3 people they can rotate in on Pharah, sort of like old British Hurricane style. They've got Alpha Yi, they've got Jungkook as well, and of course Pelican in that role. So I'm not sure who they're going to be bringing in. I think I'm actually mixing up my teams. It's GC Busan Wave who have 3 people in that role. They've got Jungkook, they've got Delight, and Alpha Yi, who they can play the Pharah on. And we have seen quite popular usage of Pharah on Paris because of the vertical cover you can get just above that bakery. You can rain rockets down on teams that try and rotate through there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise to see him come in if he does want to jump onto the Pharah. Although on defense, again, do you want to posture around a Bastion? We saw Fusion University do it to middling success. I mean, the Bastion does... It's very much like a solo queue strategy. It definitely feels like it determines the pace of the game if you don't swap, but more often than not, as soon as the team see that, they're like, yeah, okay, we need to swap, dude. Like, we need to swap to double projectile, like a Hanzo, just something to break the shield in order to cause the Bastion some extra pain. Doesn't like anything changing for GC Busan. Stick on the same roster, no substitutions today, and they're going to be on the defense. Can imagine.
Yeah, very
keeping Jungkook in. They're keeping Jungkook in again, yeah. Edison back on the McCree, maybe. I did not like Edison's McCree on Shrine. Like, McCree does, he does a lot of damage close up, right? He's got the flashbang, of course, the CC, but when you're running into 3-3, McCree's useless. Like, the McCree has got 2 abilities. One that stuns, one that gives you slight movement, and you're able to kind of disengage. Goat just presses W. You get stunned, whatever. You shrug it off and then move forward. Like, it wasn't working out for him whatsoever. It's kind of good that he swapped up so quickly. And we can now see him playing on the Hanzo, maybe learn his lesson just a little bit. I know how much he does like McCree, but Hanzo seems like a way safer pick here.
And one of the reasons Hanzo is a very safe pick in this particular meta is that we can come to expect Reaper and Mei, and both of those are heroes with a lot of damage mitigation with the use of the Wall, the Ice Block, and the Wraith Form. But Hanzo, if he fully draws out his bow, can get a 250 HP headshot, doesn't have to worry about any of those cooldown shorts if he can get the instant execution. Not only that, he gets a huge amount of shield pressure like we've alluded to before. He brings a lot to the table in this meta, so Edison, very smart to be taking this one. You know, proper. He played it so well last time. He's going back onto that. He wants to take the archery duel. Legolas versus Legolas. And there we go. Obscuring the vision. An obfuscation wall here coming through from Pelican. But maybe wait for that to come off cooldown so they can do the same thing again.
I mean, yeah, why not? Just rotate the cooldowns and then just move on forward.
Unlucky.
Oh, dear. Pelican gets his head caught, unfortunately. Edison takes it clean off as they try to go for the rotation. You got to wait for your racer to go first, man. I know you're eager, but it's not going to work out too well for you. Nice little wall there to obfuscate vision, as GC Busan are going to force O2 Blast back with that single pick.
Yeah, the wall meta is very interesting, whether you're using it to try and deny halts or whether you're using it to try and deny information. We see that it's actually going to be ferrying people in right now. I imagine it's going to bring Pelican back to his team. They're going to wait for that Sonic arrow to be off cooldown again. They know they're revealed. They want that wall back. That's a lot of damage coming through. They can use another wall now for the information. There it is.
Information. The wall's going to go down rather sharpish, though. Oh, nice little hook. You have to kill him. You got to kill him.
Big peel.
Edison's going to escape alive, but oh, he jumps out of the way. He LOSs himself away from the immortality field. It did end up falling, but you can see on the kill feed, he fell a little bit sooner. Kind of panicked and tried to get on top of the stairs to get away, but did get out of the line of sight and unfortunately ends up falling. O2 Blast now rolling on the point. There's going to be no one left to contest from GC Busan Wave.
Oh, Edison, in the words of Overwatch League Grand Finals performer DJ Khaled, you played yourself, son. There was actually a really good response from Wright as well. He came in with a defense metric, swooped in to try and save his Hanzo, and there was for Disc as well, like we saw the immortality field coming down, but breaking the line of sight. O2 Blast now moving on. They got 6 minutes, Jaws. This is a big time bank, and of course, Proper, I want to see him use this Dragon Strike first, then have Mandu put down the amplification matrix once they've claimed the position. I don't want to see an early amp matrix when they can claim the positioning with the Dragon Strike, and also if the amp matrix will let Proper build up another one really quickly.
Is it good though, Harry? If you lose momentum on this first push of Paris, it can just net in a draw some of the time. Edison picks up Byungbong. There's a lot of momentum now shifting over towards GC Busan Wave. Like, at least you save ults, I guess, in this situation, but GC Busan just using one ult to kind of segregate the team in the amplification matrix and then using the dragons to, again, stop the team from kind of getting in cover, nets them a kill, and Byungbong has to come back. At least O2 Blast have that Blizzard coming online. Pelican's only a couple of % away from it.
It's exactly the opposite of a rotation I wanted from O2 Blast right there. I feel they should have kept the amplification metrics when they're on point. Kaiser's going to be looking to use that supercharger, but Jungkook can be very much faster on the draw right here. First shield broken, second shield down, but Proper's in the back. Can't afford to get this ult eaten.
He's just going to die. Like, he's on his own. Proper and... Ritz was able to just corral on him with the help of Edison and kill him off. There was not really a situation there where you escape alive as soon as you use your dash, and the long-range heals can't really come through either from O2 Blast. Like, you can maybe try and hit the nades from Mandu, but Byungbong is going to provide him only 30 HPS, nothing really that Ritz can't deal with. And now they're going to have to go once more, burning even more time off the time bank of GC Busan Wave. Transcenders being used also as a Blizzard did come out fairly early here from GC Busan, as well as the double dragons being used to trade it in this instance.
Dragons used from both sides right now. Edison has had that immortality field applied to him. That's no longer available. Junkie puts down the supercharger. Kaiser can match it.
Pelican walked straight on in, used that ultimate as well to segregate the team. Jungkook in trouble, but he's going to be okay as Fielder is back with the Transcendence to keep him alive. And all that meantime, Delight and Edison were able to clean house as O2 Blast gets sent all the way back to spawn.
I don't know if I'm going too deep down the economy hole, Jaws, but I feel like once they use the Blizzard there, that's such a big fight-winning tool. O2 Blast, given that they lost Proper early, should have just been like, okay, you guys can have this fight. Have fun, dudes. But instead, they have dragons from spawn, basically, from Proper, who's now swapping over onto the Reaper. They use their trance as well. Would not be surprised to see Byungbong swap over. There it is, onto the Moirai. They want the additional healing, the AoE healing. That's 80 HPS per person caught in the Bardic Grasp, up to 400 if you can get all 5 of your teammates, and that's going to give you a Coalescence real fast. The Coalescence is so important, Jaws, because it can go through the shields. That's a lot of damage you can do to Jungle, a lot of pressure you can apply. Everyone's been revealed by that Sonic arrow, but Proper has not. He's on a big flank again, but Dangerum's found him.
Yeah. It's just the tail of Reaper. Like, it feels like you can't just sneak around this Reaper. People are always going to know where you are, especially in this comp where you're running the Reaper May. It's like, okay, where's Reaper? He's the one doing the damage. Oh, he's on the back line. Easy kill or easy ability to push him away. Nice little wall there to stop anybody from escaping. Pelican and Byungbong will end up going down. Proper finds a kill, but gets cleaned up by Fielder. And that is GC Busan Wave once again holding on to this point rather firmly, and they're going to have a big stagger as well onto Krong. He can get frozen up, he can get slowed down by just the left click of the May, even halted back in as well. This is an extra, it's looking like an extra 40 plus seconds here. Even holding him off once again. That was a horrible stagger. I think that's at least 40 seconds off the time bank here of O2 Blast just staggering this Pilot Diva.
And they had 6 minutes, Jaws. 4 of them are gone. 2 remain. And GC Busan Wave, how are you going to break this defense? They've got 5 ultimates ready to go. You know Ritz is going to have a self-destruct ready as well. I want to see Proper with his team. These flanks, they aren't working out. It seems like a fact to me, Jaws. They just need to go together right now. Proper needs to be Kaiser's bodyguard. Get that shield pressure in. Especially since you're likely all about to be halted into a Dragon Strike.
Blizzard from Delight. He's hiding away, waiting for the rotation from O2 Blast. Proper can escape, same with Myungbong, and maybe Mandu if he gets his skates on the go. Got to be careful if you're Kaiser and Pelican in this situation. Pelican's so close to the ultimate as well. Blizzard's going to come through from Delight. Pelican got his online as well. Does he throw it out? That's the question. I don't think he needs to now, as Kaiser and Myungbong end up going down. Save the ult for the next push. 1 minute and 30 seconds now remains. And Krong makes sure he can't get staggered, but it's going to be someone else that's staggered this time around. It's going to be Mandu, who gets frozen on out and walled up as well. Not as big a stagger as the Pilot Diva, but still extra time being burnt away.
Okay, on the long game, though, this is okay for O2 Blast. They got 3 ultimates out of GC Busan Wave, though, both for playmaking DPS ultimates and the Supercharger. Supercharger super important. It means that you can follow up on those ultimates very aggressively. But Myungbong, he can now sustain through any ultimates coming through using his Coalescence. You've got to be very careful. Make sure they don't get caught out by Daydream here. If they are, it could be trouble. Ritz can potentially be Blizzard.
And Matrix coming through. Cole being used straight into a wall. Not the best use. And Proper using his fade to get around the wall. Doesn't quite find his way there. And now in the back line, unleashes the ult, finds one, but a Transcender's coming through. It doesn't matter because the light's going to go down as well. Obfuscating the vision, maybe. I'm not entirely sure why they went down, as the Transcenders from Fielder looked too good. And now O2 Blast, in their final few seconds, they were able to get on this point and gain some ticks. 15 seconds remains, where they managed to secure all 3 of them. Round 2 complete with a full cap, but under a minute in their time bank.
Yeah, but crucially, Jules, they have some seconds. That means they are guaranteed a second attack if there is a clean 2 points from GC Busan Wave. If that had gone down to 0, then maybe looking down the barrel of one of those forced draws. Proper here, this was very brave. He did that in front of the amplification matrix, and I'm not sure what happened here to Mei. Was she outside? Oh, she was outside the AoE. Classic blunder.
There's a big circly disc on the ground with loads of little frilly bits in it.
Come on, Delight.
There. Please, please, please. 300 HPS.
That's got to be so tilting as a Zen main to see that.
Yes,
like,
and then you like try and speed after them, and you can't do anything. It's like, please stop running away. You're like, I'm trying to heal you, bro. I have a lot of healing. Just let me heal you. I need the stats. I want to be God healing at the end of this round.
I want my trance healing card, you know?
Exactly. GC Busan now on the offense, O2 Blast on the defense. Pelican and Proper on the Mei and the Hanzo respectively. You're going to see the same odds. So again, this wasn't really too much of a surprise for us, I think, going into this map to see this kind of comp, but I like that Proper's using the Hanzo. In some instances, I do prefer the Hanzo to the Reaper. The Reaper is like, okay, we're going to press W and people are going to die because that's what Reaper does, right? He presses W, people die, you use shift to get out of places. You don't really use the teleport unless you're trying to proper anime somebody from the back lines, which we did see, to be fair, Proper do earlier on.
I
just gives so much shield pressure.
Yeah, and I still prefer it as well because when you're going Orisa versus Orisa, they're not really running into you at any point. There's not going to be any chance for them to really close the gap onto you, so either you're just going to go on a solo mission to try and attack them, or you're not really going to get much value. They're actually going to swap up now. If they go over onto this dive, there it is. Jungle, I told you, he's a Wrecking Ball specialist. He's bringing it out. They're actually going for a Doomfist Genji dive. I haven't seen this outside of a ranked game in a long time.
Doomfist, uppercut someone out of Immortality Field and insta-kill. That's what he's going to be looking for. Almost got caught out, though. Jungler's going to push people off the high ground. That's his main goal right now as well. Isolation is the name of the game, and that's exactly what they did. Kaiser ends up going down, but Jungju does end up trading. It's going to be about the Doomfist here, picking off stragglers in the back line. It's going to be fairly hard against Pelican, plus Proper as well, dishing out all that damage with the arrows. Still claiming a lot of time on point are GC Busan, though, who almost garner a tick.
Yeah, but Delight can farm up for free here. There's no more shield in his way. Kong missed his hook. That could be crucial. Kaiser, he's come back now on the Wrecking Ball himself.
How do you stop the Doom? That's the question. Wrecking Ball coming in strong. Nice little hook on the Diva and a wall as well to stop the Baby Diva from escaping, but they still managed to get away. Amplification Matrix used as well as that Blizzard, but Avery managed to scurry off the point. So many mobility tools on the side of GC Busan Wave. It's so hard to actually lock anybody in place. Delight does end up falling as Mandu claims the kill, and Proper is still flanking away at the front line, just chunking everybody out as they are able to push away GC Busan, but not before they manage to get a tick.
Fantastic rotations there from O2 Blast to only give away a tick. They've actually swapped over now onto the Diva. GC Busan Wave here could win a little bit of hero chess, but with the ultimate percentages they have, very unlikely they'll want to. Taking out Kaiser there first was so important, Jaws, because remember, Delight could just farm away with a shuriken. There was no mitigation in his way. He could just hit Krong as many times as he wanted. That big fat piggy body gives away so much ult charge, especially to people who aren't suffering from damage fall off. That's bad. That's bad.
It's not good. Jungu ends up going down. Yeah, Delight's going to use that dash to get away from the rest of the team. He doesn't have a nano boost, which is going to be a little bit of an issue, I think. So what my thoughts here, you blade in, or you meteor strike in, then you blade on top of it to make sure that GTB, well, O2 Blast don't really have a say in the matter of the team fight, and then Coalescence afterwards. Or they could use Coalescence fairly early as well. Just like they actually open up with the mines to force O2 Blast Black to the point. Ideally, Delight wants everybody kind of scattered all together. The beat's going to come through, the Transcendence is going to come through as well, just to keep everybody alive. But now Delight has a free blade. Problem is, the rest of O2 Blast are going to clean up GC Busan. Now, it's only a minute remaining for them to actually capture this point. Krong finds himself a nice little triple kill, and maybe this was a little bit too much of an over-investment to try and get one ult out, because O2 Blast, Harry, they've still got 4 in the bank. Plus, Pelican can blizzard this blade.
Kaiser's brain was so big that he actually put down a minefield after he used her Transcendence to know that if Delight came in, he was just going to dash reset into a bunch of mines. And now they've isolated him as well, Jaws. He's going to have to pick up health packs. There's no way Forde can get there. There's no way Daydream can get there. Wright can maybe make a big play with a self-destruct. But look at O2 Blast ultimates. This is not looking good for GC Busan Wave at all.
And look at the picture-in-picture too. Delight's actually way far in the back. He's going to have to get back to the point rather quickly. Amplification Matrix coming out as well. They can't let anybody fall right now as Delight is still out of the fight. He's finally back in and has the blade, but Pelican already falls down. The blizzard has been used and now it's his time to strike. He is so low. Someone needs to heal him up in order for him to get back into this fight. But with one person down, it's his time for Delight to pop off. But he might not even need to as Kaiser ends up going down as well. Saving your ultimates here could be paramount to capping this second point as GC Busan Wave are just slowly but surely getting off of the point. A double kill for the blade. Make that a triple for Delight. The point should come through as well in OT. GC Busan, a nail biter, final push, but they still managed to get the point.
Obviously, you'd like to save that for second, but you've got time on your side. O2 Blast looking at this, we're like, okay, we're just going to go over now to 3-3, because you are not going to have any fun as a Genji. Delight needs to swap now. You're not going to get anything done versus Brigitte Sombra, honestly.
Edison, punch into the back. Already, Pelican destroyed. Beat comes through as well as the Cole. Double support holders have been used by GC Busan. They need to make something stick here. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to get too much off the back of this. A Transcendence was forced as well as Edison jumps to the back line. He manages to at least find the kill onto the main tank, and now they can vie for control. But they have to just battle up against this EMP, but they're not even going to need it. O2 Blast can hold on to that one as Krong comes up big with the self-destruct.
Yeah, just hero chess being won well and truly there by O2 Blast. They saw these guys are rushing forward. They're like, you've got a Doomfist in the Genji? Okay, we're gonna go Sombra, we're gonna go Brig, and you guys are not gonna get to play the game at all today. GC Busan Wave, they want to go forward and brawl Jaws. They got the Reaper back, they got the May back. Edison's going to be doing a lot of damage here. But remember, Proper can hack them with the CMP, get rid of all of those defensive cooldowns, and allow for Kaiser to rush in onto him, get himself a free Earth Shudder. He stamped enough Earth Shatters to get a free one, I'm pretty sure. He stamped his dick.
He's got enough. He did his time. Put in the rep. There's the EMP. Pretty easy clean up now, you'd have thought. Edison ends up going down. No great fall for you, buddy, unfortunately. Kaiser on the right half, by the way, has 85% ult. Feels pretty good if you're Kaiser right now. Feels pretty good if you're O2 Blast fans as well. 2 minutes and 20 seconds now remain for GC Busan. After the comp swap, this could be rather disastrous. You do give up a couple of ults, although, of course, you don't really want to run Genji into this comp. It's kind of disastrous against Goats, as Pelican's just going to bash you. But it's going to be rather hard to actually do all of anything. Kaiser can set up for the Shadow now, Harry.
Proper swapped over as well. He's got 2 protected barriers. That's going to help defend O2 Blast from the incoming self-destruct Ritz. It's the only playmaking ultimate they have, unless they can hit a load of icicles. GC Busan Wave, they've got maybe 2 or 3 fights left.
Self-destruct launch in the back. Does it find anything? No, it does not. That Shadow, neither does that. It hit the ground. Looked like it connected with somebody, but Doesn't seem like it was actually a complete connection. Unfortunate. Now Delight's trying to punish Kaiser for overstepping, and a Blizzard's going to get used at his feet as well. D.Va's going to get frozen up in the back line as Krong can't do much else now, as 2 ticks have been acquired by GC Busan Wave, who also used that beat. Now Proper isolating the D.Va in the back is going to be a good start for them, but GC Busan, they managed to not even get out the way of the self-destruct. Daydream once again ends up going down to this ultimate. The problem is, though, they still have to deal with Edison on the point, who's got the ultimate. GC Busan Wave end up capping with more time in the bank than O2 Blast, but still, it was a struggle.
Oh, Krong, he's got big clutch chops, but unfortunately not enough to deal with a supercharged Reaper Jaws. It just does so much damage. He can kill the D.Va mech in about 3 shots. So much damage, and of course that means he builds up his ultimate rather quickly as well. GC Busan Wave taking advantage of the fact that O2 Blast wanted to play this 3-3 on the point, but just like, okay, you know what's really good right now? May Reaper, and it's super good against 3-3, which has suffered so many nerfs to try and make it a bit more vulnerable before the killing blow had to be dealt with in the mechanics of the game itself. We've got a couple of replays for you to show how that went down. Papa came back on the Doomfist, of course, pick potential so important. Managed to get Ritz, but he's moving into a supercharged Reaper like we saw, and just means he gets instantly executed.
Unfortunate. Second turn, Daydream dines that ult as well. Although the last time around, to be fair, when Krong gets that double, it's like, okay, whatever, the team fight's over anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And Daydream on the Lucio too, it's gotta be, it's pretty sad when you die to a self-destruct as a mobile support. You're like, well, I guess this was mostly my fault, because I can't skate away in time. O2 Blast now on the offense. Only have a minute though, Harry. GC Busan Wave have a minute and 54. Same kind of comp on the defense. However, Edison is going to run at that Reaper instead.
Yeah, the Reaper obviously went for Hanzo last time. He was hooked in and kind of played himself. We'll have to see if there'll be something different for Edison right now. He's in the corner. Hopefully his shotguns aren't going to poke through the wall. You can see that he's looking down to make sure that his model does not poke through the wall, reveal those shotguns. He can get a lot of damage if O2 Blast decide to try and keep this going here. They do actually have a Sonic Arrow if they want to use it, but it's likely they'd just be using that to reveal everyone who's up on the top instead. And like I said, Edison, he's looking down to make sure his model does not peek on through. No, Proper. Come on, buddy. Not the best takeoff. That's a real Spitfire takeoff right there.
Yeah, he kind of got there. Well, he's going to get up in the air rather soon. Edison can see the feet and now see the head of Kaiser. His position has been revealed. No Sonic Arrow, like you said, so we're not going to be able to reveal him. Uh-oh, let's use Wraithform. Let's get out alive, and now Proper can just rain hell from above. Problem is, right now, there's not really too many tools that GC Busan can use to take out Proper from the skies. It's going to be about killing the rest of Proper's team before they can do any meaningful damage. Speaking about killing the team, Yambong and Daydream do end up trading. He doesn't blast himself in the water. I shook there a little bit as well. Proper, however, the rest of your team are unfortunately dead. So you should probably go for this big reset. But OT is here, of course, and it will tick down as O2 Blast get forced off the point, and GC Busan Wave will hold first.
And that means, Jaws, O2 Blast are playing for a draw right here. They want to go into half 1-0 up, but a commanding presence right now from our team GC Busan Wave. They can take us up to 1-1. Keep it competitive. O2 Blast showing that they can bleed a little bit here. Edison on the Reaper. Playing his cooldowns rather well, and we see that Django and the rest of the team sort of coalesce to try and defend him, knowing that he was very vulnerable to Proper up in the air. They actually reposition their shield entirely to make sure that there is enough cover from Proper in the air for Edison as he retreats. So very selfless there from Django, and then the rest of GC Wave are just like, okay, so overtime's in session. We're just going to all roll onto a point. You see D-Light make a beeline for Krong, just go straight away to freeze up that D.Va, because he knows that the D.Va is one of the main brawling powers that can try and remove the efficacy of these two DPS with Defense Matrix.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't manage to get a tick. It will be the draw, potentially. I see the draw. 1 minute and 54.
The draw's the
it's
dream.
The time bank
Jaws.
for GC Busan. It is the dream, yeah, because that does turn it into like, basically a best of 3. O2 Blast just need to defend. They have got Hanzo again, so no Reaper for them. Doesn't mean they have a little bit more aerial superiority, but they are going with the Holt Hook. Holt Hook Storm Arrows as well, like insta-kills someone, so that's also a small little combo that you can use. Storm Arrow hasn't got the biggest cooldown in the world, of course.
Myunbong's going to be on the Zenyatta here, so we're going to have a Discord off. We're going to have a defensive ultimate as well. That's already a lot of potential freezing, but here we go. They're engaging straight upwards. How did that happen? They used the wall to go up, Jaws.
Yeah, Pelican was like, all right, well, okay, they're in my face right now, so I can just left click them. The shield was a little bit, oh, that's a nice hook onto Edison. Yeah, you're dead. I think that's the push over, unless they can get a nice wall off here as well. No, Delight's going to fall as well. That's push done. That was a really nice wall there, just put them up on the high ground. The big problem there for GC Busan was Jungkook's shield didn't actually extend that far onto the platform. It actually was just at the edge, so they couldn't really use it at all. For,
so
defense.
Let's have a look. Pelican's actually got more ult, or at least he did, compared to Proper. Pelican has done so much damage. Blizzard doesn't really build that fast, Jaws, but Pelican's been hitting headshot after headshot. Apparently, he's almost got the Blizzard. That's going to shut down this push if it isn't eaten. Can't be eaten now. Ritz is going to be gone.
No. Coalescence is going to save him for the time being, and now the Cole coming out. Doing a lot of damage, a lot of work, but that Blizzard's going to be pretty good. Amplification Matrix, they're often used at a weird angle, but OWC still force themselves back onto this point. They do need to defend for another 30 seconds, but time is being bought here by GC Busan from the back line, but they still have the mate up. That is the most important tool in this engagement and in this composition, Harry. OWC Blast finding Fielder as well. The draw is coming. I see it with my telescope as Proper launches the dragons from spawn. Crom using the ultimate as well to push everybody away from the point. 10 seconds now remains for GC Busan.
You don't need a telescope to see this one, George. You can see it with just your contact lenses in. In comes the ball from Rich, trying to keep this contest. He is going to trigger overtime.
1 second, triggers OT, and there it is. Myunbong finding the kill. O2 Blast will hold on first and net themselves a draw in the series, turning this one into basically a best of 3.
Only way this goes to map 5 is if we draw on hybrids. Very unlikely. Proper here has been such a huge factor. Getting that headshot on Daydream was just so important. That means Edison can't make an engagement, does not have the speed boost. It means everyone has to go through that doorway at regular speed, eating a ton of poke. And obviously, Fielder and Delight, they are the victims of that. And Krong, I've got my eye on Krong because he's such a good off tank, and evidently, Roadhog also in the wheelhouse. He has a really good Hamzah as well. No, that's going to be relevant in 2-2-2.
Yeah, unfortunately not as relevant. But the draw on Paris does still mean that O2 Blast are 1-0 up in the series. We're going to jump to King's Row in just a second after this break.